Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma on Thursday said the increase in the prices of essential commodities can be attributed to different factors, insufficient production being one of them. Replying to a zero-hour notice tabled by George B. Lyngdoh, the MLA from Umroi constituency, on the fifth day of the autumn session of the State Assembly, Sangma said the temporary increase in the prices of crops, especially cabbage and tomato in April this year, was due to a shortage in the supply as Meghalaya and its neighbouring states were badly hit by floods leading to the destruction of agricultural produce. He further informed that at the global level, another major reason that contributed to the abnormal rise in prices of commodities in general was the Ukraine war, and the most affected sector was oil. The price of petrol and diesel reached a record high during March and May this year, leading to an increase in the transportation costs.
At the global level, another major external reason that was beyond our control and contributed to the abnormal rise in prices of commodities in general was the Ukraine war. The war began in the last week of April and caused a huge increase in the prices of commodities, especially fuel, from the month of March up to May. The price of petrol and diesel reached a record high during those months. And this led to an increase in transportation cost and thus in the landing prices of final goods to our state.
To points raised by the members on the economic slowdown, the Chief Minister said the expenditure incurred in the last 4 years has been the highest that the state has seen.
Between 2014 and 2018, the average expenditure by the state government was 8,800 crores. Compared to the expenditure that took place in between 2018 to 2022-23 now, has gone up on an average from 8,800 crores to today to 14,500 crores. So almost a 70 to 80% increase in the average expenditure by the state government. And this obviously clearly reflects the amount of money that flows into the economy, and obviously as a government expenditure, it leads to overall increase of the flow, and that multiplies into the benefits for the public.
On employment, Sangma said that in northeast India, apart from Sikkim, which was at 1.2% against the national average of 4.6%, the unemployment rate in Meghalaya was 1.8%, one of the lowest in the country.
We need to work even harder, sir. And that's the reason why we realized that the only way to move forward in order to create more employment at the grassroots level is to be able to have different kind of programs, especially related to agriculture and to tourism, and obviously agriculture and allied sectors like veterinary.
On the rise in the price of beef and other meat products, the Chief Minister said that the inflation is due to different factors, sometimes because of the policies made by other states. According to him, the issue can be addressed only if the state adopts a self-sufficient model for which the government is rolling out programs and initiatives to increase the production of local produce.
And hence, moving towards a self-sufficiency model is the way forward for us. So the demand is there. It's the supply that is fluctuating the price right now. And hence, if we are able to increase the supply, then we'll be able to achieve this. So we consume approximately about 18,000 metric tons of pork every year. If you were to multiply that by an average rate of 350 rupees, we are talking of 630 crores worth of pork is being bought. And out of this, close to 50% comes from outside, which means almost about 300 crores plus is always sent to other states and other farmers in different parts of the country. And hence, if we are able to increase our own production, we will be able to see a decrease in the price or stabilization of the price, and we'll be able to also see our own farmers benefiting from these kind of missions.
Sangma further said that the demand and supply factor is the major crux of every kind of fluctuation in price, adding that Meghalaya is adopting policies to minimize the huge gap between demand and supply of commodities.
And in the long run, the only way to get supply neutralized is to ensure that the overall production within our state goes up, we are able to support and help our farmers. We need to be able to increase our own production in food, own production in pork, in beef, in all these products. We should be able to increase our production, and all different government programs are targeting to do that. And we have seen significant increase in the revenues and the outcome also. In terms of the taxes that are there, as I mentioned, sir, the petrol taxes today that are levied, Meghalaya has the lowest rate on fuel in the country today, sir. Regarding the GST issue, I've mentioned, sir, this particular tax that was imposed is not for our goods that are like vegetables, fruits and meats and so on and so forth, and not for like fresh and frozen food subjects, because the GST is nil on them, but it is solely for food items contained in containers with the brand name, sir. And overall, in our own policies and whatever illegal systems are there, we will strengthen our policies, sir, to ensure that wherever we can improve things. And at the end, sir, wherever there are these kind of illegal activities, I can assure everybody that action will be taken to ensure that these kind of activities and collections and these kind of interventions are neutralized, sir.